What happened when a talk show host pushed Melania Trump too far? The outcome stunned the globe. The camera pans across a live crowd in Los Angeles. The stage is brightly lit and exudes the enthusiasm of a popular primetime talk show. Viewers anticipated a blend of humor and political insight. The host, Alex Brooks, a well-known liberal figure known for questioning his guests, sat confidently, with his glossy grin framed by studio lights. Tonight's concert was intended to be like any other, until it wasn't, and Alex began with a hint of mischief. We have a very special guest, someone you wouldn't expect to be on stage. Melania Trump emerged from backstage in a sleek ivory outfit, exuding elegance and strength. The audience gasped, taken aback by her unexpected arrival. Some clapped nervously, while others exchanged perplexed looks. Alex appeared thrown aback, but immediately concealed it with his characteristic smirk. Melania greeted the host with confidence and a subtle but purposeful accent. The audience was intrigued and skeptical, setting the tone for an extraordinary night. The interview began predictably with Alex maintaining his usual charm. He leaned back in his chair, crossed one leg over the other, and offered Melania a polite smile. When asked about her life since her time in the White House, Melania met his gaze without hesitation. I prioritize my family, projects, and initiatives that benefit youngsters. Alex nodded, but his eyes were mischievous. The audience knew he wasn't here for a simple talk. Melania's calm manner seemed to relax him, and the audience listened closely as she discussed her post-White House efforts, including aiding poor children and campaigning for mental health awareness. Alex paused and then, but let's be honest, many people have criticized you for remaining silent on controversial issues during your time as First Lady. How do you respond to that? The room held its breath, anticipating her response to the incisive inquiry. Melania maintained her composure, laying her hands on her lap. She stated that deeds speak louder than words, and that it is easier to talk than to make a meaningful difference. I prioritize my own abilities over expectations from others. There was a subtle change in the atmosphere. Alex leaned forward, his expression sharpening, indicating his intention to push harder. However, the tension thickened when he brought up the topic that no one expected her to address. Alex's smirk widened as he tapped his pen against the armrest. While actions speak louder than words, some moments require words, especially when the stakes are high. His tone had shifted, carrying a subtle edge, as if he was testing the water. Melania inclined her head slightly, leaving her face unreadable. I believe everyone has a responsibility, and mine was to support my husband and our country in my own way. Alex raised an eyebrow and supported him by remaining silent, even when his acts or words caused division. The audience gasped. The question was not just daring, but fiery. Alex leaned back and folded his arms, evidently anticipating a defensive response. Melania remained calm and focused on unity rather than blaming anyone, despite the tension in the room. The audience murmured in response, but Alex quickly regrouped and conceded the point. Melania's countenance remained unchanged, but a spark in her eyes indicated she was prepared for the conversation. However, what happened next was unexpected. Alex leaned in and lowered his voice, creating an intimate yet tense atmosphere. He then addressed Melania's questionable decisions. Can you clarify your silence during turbulent times and your relationship with the former president? The audience sat on the edge of their seats, murmuring among themselves, anticipating a dramatic clash. Alex's smirk widened as he prepared to corner his visitor. Melania did not accept the bait, and instead straightened her stance. I am here to speak for myself, she stated firmly, her face calm yet powerful. Her accent was delicate and piercing. Please refrain from spreading rumors or sharing stories about me with strangers. Alex attempted to intervene, but Melania's words cut through the air like a razor. She emphasized that opinions are not facts, and that she knows who she is and what she stands for. The rest is just noise. The audience fell silent as they absorbed her comments. Even Alex, the seasoned host famed for his quick wit, appeared to be at a loss for words. His smile was replaced by real amazement. Melania addressed the audience, emphasizing that it's simple to judge others from the outside, but it's more difficult to examine oneself and question the need to judge. The audience applauded, with some getting to their feet. Alex was still recuperating and sought to restore control, but stammered. It's a unique perspective, yet it's understandable how people feel. Melania smiled politely and ended the conversation. I comprehend more than you think, she stated. As the plaudits intensified, Alex's next move increased the stakes even further. Alex leaned forward, his pen dropped, and his voice sharpened, daring Melania to falter. He asked Melania how she reconciled her platform of unity and kindness with some controversial statements. The audience was expecting Melania to respond to a question designed to put her on the defensive, but she remained composed and calmly placed her hands on her lap. Her expression was calm and firm, and she began, "My war." Alex arched an eyebrow, displeased with the ambiguous response, but pressed on. There were instances when you could have spoken up and taken a stand. Melania's brows narrowed slightly, her voice piercing through the interruption. The speaker emphasized the importance of keeping true to one's ideals, even if it's not popular. The audience responded with clapping and cheers. Alex was surprised and unsure how to proceed, but his pause was momentary. He leaned back and laughed to get his balance. "Fair enough," he remarked, "but it's important to remember that quiet might be interpreted as complicity." Melania tilted her head, her gaze cool, but with a gleam of something sharper. She responded that words without action can be viewed as hypocrisy. The audience shouted in shock and admiration. Alex's confidence wavered as he realized the situation wasn't going as planned. However, the moment that truly silenced the audience was still to come. Alex adjusted his tie, searching for a way to regain control of the conversation. The tension in the room was thick, and every word felt like it carried the weight of the world. Finally, he leaned forward and asked Melania a question no one thought he would dare to ask. He began, his tone deliberately measured. "Do you ever regret?" The question of Melania Trump's marriage to Donald Trump elicited a collective gasp from the audience and paused the crew's movements. Melania remained silent for a moment, her expression unreadable. The silence made everyone uncomfortable, including Alex, before she spoke calmly but piercingly. During her speech, she stated that she knows who she married and the life she chose. The audience applauded loudly and unitedly, with several standing in adoration. Alex lost his cool and opened his lips to speak, but Melania remained silent. In today's environment, it's simple to criticize from a distance. She maintained her firm tone, but it's impossible to understand someone else's life without experiencing it firsthand. I don't feel obligated to explain my choices to others. The crowd applauded loudly, and Alex leaned back in his chair, his bravado gone. However, what happened after the cameras stopped rolling was even more surprising. The studio audience buzzed with awe and disbelief, and Melania had not only held her own against Alex's relentless questioning, but had completely turned the tables. The show's producers scrambled to find a solution. Melania looked at him with a nice smile. Melania's measured tone and sincerity caught Alex off guard. The once commanding host now appeared almost apologetic. Backstage, staff members and guests whispered as Melania passed by, commanding attention. Some complimented her composure, while others were stunned by her ability to dominate the conversation. "Melania, did you think Alex went too far? Were you prepared for this interview? Do you have any other comments?" She halted briefly, turning to face the flashing cameras. After saying what needed to be said, Melania stepped into her car, leaving the crowd buzzing. Her words sparked a nationwide debate that no one could ignore by dawn. Clips of the interview spread like wildfire on social media, with hashtags like #MelaniaSpeaks. Melania V's exchange with Alex sparked global attention, with pundits debating whether Alex's actions were inappropriate or Melania's responses were flawless. Grace captivated the nation and sparked debates about the boundaries of professionalism and personal respect in interviews. Some praised her poise and unshakability, while others accused her of avoiding accountability. Melania's decision to remain silent during the interview heightened public interest and served as a reminder of the power of restraint. Alex Brooks admitted that he may have underestimated his guest during the interview on his show. He informed his audience, "Whether you agree with her or not." Melania Trump's commanding presence at the ceremony taught people about bearing adversity with grace, a valuable lesson in today's heated discussions and viral sound bites. This video highlights the power of measured words, self-awareness, and standing firm in one's truth. It serves as a rare example of rising above chaos. Please like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking stories. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind,